Hi folks, it's James here. Welcome back to the channel and hope you're all doing well. A bit of a sneaky little video really. Hadn't intended to come back quite so soon, but I've got a few things to show you. Just wanted to say hi and just reassure everybody that the channel is not dead. Hope you've all had a wonderful 4 weeks. I've kind of taken a break from the VC, but I've started tuning in again to a few videos here and there, so apologies if I've not said hello again if you're a video maker, but I'll hope to address that over the coming weeks. Okay, so I want to keep this one quite short. Just want to show you some things I've been picking up over the last few months. It was my birthday last August, and I finally managed to get this Grail that the Rolling Stones, Her Satanic Majesty's request, and with a rather beautiful gatefold on this. I'd never really heard this album all the way through. I knew a couple of songs from it, and I don't know why, it's just one of those ones I've kind of never seen in the wild before, and still trying to get my head around it. It's an album that I hear a lot about. It's often compared to Sgt. Pepper, either favourably or unfavourably, depending on your perspective. It's certainly got some great stuff on it. The song 2000 Man I know very well from the Kiss version, which is on their album Dynasty. And of course, She's a Rainbow is a really famous song from this album. Very, very psychedelic, very kind of, hippy dippy, trippy, incense kind of vibe to it. Great record. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get hold of it. While I was in Wales for my birthday, I went to an antiques mall and I got a couple of nice things. I picked up this record which I found in a cardboard box full of tat. This is my Vishnu Orchestra and Birds of Fire, my first vinyl record by them, and it's a bit of a far out listen. John McLaughlin on guitar, obviously very, very virtuosic stuff. Also on this record, I had to smile, Jan Hammer on keyboards and Moog. He was the guy that did the Miami Vice theme, which I picked up on 45 not so long ago. Really good pickup actually, only a couple of pounds. Still trying to get my head around it, a bit like the Stones album. Very virtuosic stuff, quite impenetrable in places, lots of very fiery and showy musicianship going on, but certainly a record that will be worth coming back to. Also at the Antiques Mall, I was really pleased to finally find a decent copy of Crocodiles by Echo and the Bunnymen, a record that I've long had on CD. I keep finding copies of it in the wild which are not in very good condition. I finally found this one. It's absolutely immaculate. It cost me £10, and it just looks like it's never been played or used. It really is an exceptionally nice copy of it, so I was dead chuffed with that. Great record as well. Monkeys is on here, one of my favourite songs by Echo and the Bunnymen. Stars Are Stars. Great record, pleased to finally get it into the collection, so I'm still looking for Porcupine and a couple of the other ones, but yeah, good things to find. Okay, so coming back to Lancaster, I then had a couple of weeks of digging in charity shops and that kind of thing, and this next one is an absolute grail, and I was absolutely thrilled to find it. I found it in the Bernardo store here in Lancaster, and it was priced at £2, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it. I've been after this for so many years, and this is the great, legendary Beatles compilation, a collection of Beatles oldies, which just has one of the greatest psychedelic cover designs of all time. I see it around the place, but it's always, shot to pieces. Really, really nice, clean copy of it with one of my favourite ever photographs of the Beatles on the back. Don't they just look cool as you know what? And yeah, it's on black parlophone. It's a stereo version of it, but I've been looking for it for so long, and I just found it in a box of rubbish in Bernardo's for £2, so I was kind of gobsmacked by that really. And then in the same box was a bit of a surprising find. I got a copy of Prince and Batman. I kind of missed out on Prince back in the day, but I'm trying to catch up now, trying to get up to speed with him, and in fact I've got a fair few records by him now. Might be time to do a collection video at some point. I mean, I've got loads of gaps. He's got a famously enormous discography, so it'll be many years before I have everything, but I've got a fair few of his now, and not spun this one yet. I will have heard the music. I'm not a big fan of Batman. In fact, it might have been this film. There was a Batman film, I remember I fell asleep during it. It was just a kind of very dark and comfortable cinema, and I just nodded off. Never been a fan of Batman as such, but that was a nice thing to find in a charity shop, so I am looking forward to giving that a spin and putting it with the rest of the Prince collection. Okay, so then I went into HMV. Now this is not something I do a lot, or rather I do go into HMV, but I very rarely buy anything from them. I'm not a big fan of the shop, but they had a sale on of new vinyl, and this is a record I decided to pick up because it was reduced. I think it was reduced from maybe from £20 to £10 or £12, not sure. But I thought I would grab it because it's not a record I've ever owned on vinyl. Doesn't need much introduction. This is The Jam and All Mod Cons, and yeah, it looks like a nice repressing. I haven't spun it yet, but I will be looking forward to doing that. Let's have a look at the record. There we go. Yeah, quite a good sale on in HMV. Along with this record in the racks, there was a version of Quadrophenia, which I've heard is a really good reissue, a really good package, but I think it was reduced, even at a reduced price. It was still about £20, so I left that there. Yeah, I thought I would get a copy of All My Cons, and there it is. Okay, so to finish with the records, yesterday I went to Hightside Records, which is my local market stand. Spoken about them many times, and two of these records have been inspired. The purchases have been inspired by watching Richard McCook and his wonderful videos that he makes. He did a great video on Sparks over the summer, a band that I am a big fan of, but I've only got about maybe half a dozen of their records on vinyl, quite hard to come by. So I grabbed this one. This is Introducing Sparks. And this is one of their 1980s records, I think. Oh no, it's from 1977. There's Ron Mail on the back. I used to have all the Sparks albums on MP3, but then the iPod that I had them on died a death, so I don't have them anymore. But I do know all their records, and they're one of the great kind of, I don't know how you describe them really, kind of glam, pop, left field, over the top, crazy 1970s bands with a vast discography. Yeah, I wanted to grab that, and I'm going to be on the lookout now for some of the other ones. I mean, there are some that are really hard to find. You know, you pay quite big money for them on eBay, but I wanted to get that one, so that was Sparks. This next one definitely inspired by Richard McCook, who did a rankings video on TRex, and he had this album at the top of his list. I got it yesterday, and I was a real jammy sod. I actually got this record for free. I bought two records at £10 each. That one I just showed you, the Sparks one, and the next one I'm going to show you. This was priced up at £4. The guy said there's a bit of surface noise. He was going to price it up at £2. He decided to make it £4, but because I'd spent £20 on the other two records, he threw this in for free. So, and I've had a listen to it, and it is a bit crackly, but it's not too bad. 1973. I listened to this record over the summer on YouTube after hearing Richard talking about it. Really enjoyed it. I've always loved TRex. They're the first pop band that I ever got into really when I was really young. I had the Ed Stewpot's Pop Party album, which has got Get It On, Ride a White Swan and Jeepster on it. And I heard those records before I'd even heard the Beatles, you know. But they're not a band that I've ever particularly tried to collect. I think their records are quite hard to come by, so that was a great pickup. Got it for free, and I shall look forward to getting to know that better. And the final one, probably the most kind of Grail-like of all the ones I've shown. Knocked out to find this yesterday. Got it for £10. One of the records I've been looking for to complete, well, not to complete the collection of this artist, but certainly I've got some fairly significant gaps, and this is one of the main records I wanted, and I was so chuffed because it is a beautiful mono copy. Looks to be an early-ish British pressing, might even be a first pressing. I've not discogged it yet, but this is the Beach Boys, Summer Days, one of my favourite all-time Beach Boys albums. It's got the song Girl Don't Tell Me, which has got the most heavenly Brian Wilson tune you've ever heard in your life. Californian Girls, Let Him Run Wild, which is a fantastic song as well. I'm Bugged at My Old Man, which is a really funny track. Yeah, I was just so thrilled to bring this home yesterday. Lovely condition. A mono copy from 1960, is it 65, 66? I'm not sure, but yeah, I was thrilled. Thrilled to get it into the collection. And yeah, there we go. What more can I say? Okay folks, hope you enjoyed that. Just a quickie in order to try and get something going on the channel again. Not going to be hurling myself straight back into making a lot of videos just yet, because things are still quite busy. I'm back at work now and I've got a couple of other things on the go, so I'm going to ease myself in gently. So that's it for now. I will take my leave and see you all soon. Take care. Bye bye.